Okay. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming to the seminar. Okay, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Eng Yin. I'm a TTC Sejarah tutor. Nice to meet you all. Okay, so today I'll be sharing with you. I will be doing revision with you chapter 1 and 2 mainly focus on 1 and 2, chapter 1 and 2, form 5, and then chapter 3 depends on the timing. If we able to cover a little bit, then we cover. But no matter how, I will explain the main idea lah, okay, the main concepts. So now, before I start my revision, I would like to share with you guys a little bit study tips for sejarah. Actually, this one applies to all the theory paper lah. So can you guys look at this page here? This material is the one that slip in the nota one. If you receive the hard copy, right? So inside the note, I mean the boku, the one with the cover, the notes, inside there's a additional material, right? There's an additional material. So you can refer to this, okay? This is not like a important thing that you need to memorize. It's just a sharing with you all. So let's start, shall we? Okay. So now let's look at this. These are the 5 basic steps on how to prepare for your, sejarah. I just now I mentioned, if you are having what is it called? If you're having theory paper subjects, if you're preparing for theory paper subjects, example like maybe biology or those, maybe you can try this method. So it's just a suggestion, okay, guys. So I hope later during the 2 hours class, we're able to do these 2 things or 2 baby steps. We make sure we're able to do these 2 steps. Number 1 is determine the key points and the keywords. Actually, for those who attended my normal class before, yes, I do mention this. Okay, so this is the first step you need to do when you study sejarah, when you feel lost or anything. Okay, you feel like very difficult to memorize the points and anything. So you just refer to this step number 1. Try your best to determine the key points and the keyword. Key points are the answers that you need to write in exam, means the important things that you need to memorize. Keywords are all the questions. So later I will show you the example. And then you need to try your best to understand the whole concept. What I mean, the full picture as in like the whole concept. So later make sure you understand what is chapter 1, 2, 3 before we end seminar. Okay. So during the class, I hope you guys doing this. I'm not asking you guys to memorizing, because the memorization work will be done at home. So meaning after the seminar, only you go back, you memorize. Then during the exam, make sure you use back the keyword. You're able to identify the keyword back again. So you identify the keyword and the topic, and you bina ayat. For structure and essay, you need to bina ayat. Now remember, in sejarah, it's just like a very brief. It's not BM exam, so no need to be so worried on the tata bahasa, on the wording and everything. Okay, so just short and simple sentence will be good enough. Clear, everybody? Now everyone here, just to if you guys are okay, just to remind you guys, if you guys are okay, no questions, then you just press 1. Just send me this number 1 here, and then I know that you guys are good. Or you can just reply me okay lah. If you guys want to ask me any question, or if I'm too fast, maybe later I highlight very fast. You want me to slow down? You want to ask questions? Just press 3. Okay. So far, everybody all good? Kinda? Okay, very good. So I give you guys an example, like for the determination of the keywords and the key points. So as I say, you see, keywords and the key points. You need to know what are the keywords. So example can be ciri-ciri, fakta, maksud, kepentingan, peranan, all these words, So these are the keywords. And the key points are the points. So in exam, you need to look at how many marks. Depends on the question. The question asking for 4 marks, then you give me 4 points. Okay? This one I think is very straightforward. And it's very important. Okay, very easy to understand. Okay, now right hand side here, nothing special, just understanding. This one, nothing much. You just read through on your own. But now I would like to share with you on the memorizing part. because I receive a few like messages from the normal class student. They always like to ask me, teacher, how to memorize or okay, how to memorize. Nah, again, this is just based on our own personal experience, and also like we got do some Google search okay, a proper research so we based on our experience and research, so we share with you a few techniques. When it comes to memorization, the keywords and key points, you can use the first method. It's called mechanical rehearsal. Mechanical rehearsal means verbally and silently. Silently is like what normally people do today. Like you know, they just look at the notes and silently deep down in their heart, they just memorize or repeat and repeat. But I don't know you guys are. For me, it doesn't work. First of all, I'm not a reading person. I mean, what I mean reading person is I taking a book and then reading down there. I'm more like a practice person, the one that do latihan, and I like to hear someone tell me. So verbally technique will be the one that I prefer. Verbally, that's why I always encourage my form 1, form 2 student. They do verbally, like repeat verbally means you read it out again and again. But of course, for form 4, form 5, you guys don't do that, a bit crazy a bit childish. What you do is you can share with your friends. Like example, whatever we learn today, you can go and share with your friends. That's a way of memorizing the points. Today I teach you the concepts, then you go back to school, you teach your friend. This is also a way. You can try this method It works on me I mean, verbally repeated over and over again So here you got the detailed version explanation. You can read through on your own. I'm not like going through it exactly the whole thing. So I just give you a suggestion. The number 2 is the chunking method. Now this was strongly recommended to those that you need to memorize a lot of maksud. Like sejarah, there's a lot of words that you need to memorize the whole maksud, the sentence can. Maybe biology definition, those who learn sciences, you need to memorize the definition. You can use this method. Means you divide them into smaller units. What I say that break them down into pieces. Break them down. But normally I will try my best to break down into 2 parts. That's what I recommend students to do that. So that it's easier for you guys to memorize. Easier for you guys to memorize. Okay. Now the next one here is elaborative rehearsal. Elaborative rehearsal. So elaborative rehearsals is basically is like a method that you can try to relate, because you think like this guys. Sejarah is talking about the human, the society, the people, what did they do, what did they experience, the stories and everything. So it's all related to human, right? So you guys are human, we are all human, so you can try your best to relate one actually to your personal experience personal experience personal experience dekat sini, so that it's easier for you guys to remember the full story. Example, this is a form 4 sejarah. This is the form 4 sejarah, the context. So example, the meaning of Kempetai, you can just remember Kempetai very hentai, very pervert 变态 so you can just memorize like this It's like you can try the best to relate to anime, anything as long as it helps you to memorize okay. Number 4 and number 5. Okay, number 4 and number 5, multiple short session and 2-page rule. This one is depending on your own personal interest, I would say, because different people got different style of reading and revision. Some people prefer read every day. Because I got student just now in the Mandarin class, they asked me, teacher, how to memorize like every single word, like in the notes and everything, or from the textbook. I want to memorize everything from the textbook. Now, if you seriously you want to go for that level, you can do that. So you can basically just apply this every day. You multiple short session, you read Yeah, you take this as a habit But I told you like me personally, I'm not a reading person. I don't like to read sejarah. Okay. I don't like to read like me as in like I read one time enough already. I don't like repeating reading, because it's a bit boring. Like example, I know already, I still continue read. So I will change it to do exercises. For those who attended my class before, you know, I always encourage students to do exercise. So you can multiple short session. So maybe you read 1 hour, then break 30 minutes. And for me, I will not continue reading. I will not continue reading. I will do it exercise. Then 2-page rule also the same thing. Then you see, they say, limit yourself only 2 pages a day. These 2 pages a day can be reading. For me, I will do questions. 2 page, 2 page per day means like 1 chapter, 2 page. Limit yourself like that. So try your best to adjust. Try to practice all these things. Now, it's not like a compulsory, it's just a suggestion. Like, especially for those who quite lost, like don't know how to prepare for your exam, especially this year is your important year, SPM year. So you may try all these methods. Never try, never know. So I hope all this information helps you out, okay? So all good? Any questions you want to ask? No questions? No. Okay, so if you have no questions, right, later I'll be teaching you how to identify the keywords and the topic. Later, I will teach you how to identify the keywords and the topic. Okay, so identifying the keywords is important. From the questions are very important. So later I will show you the demonstration there. No need to write down here. So right now I need to show you this K-bar here. Before I show you the K-bar thing, I explain this whole part here. I would like to explain a little bit on the exam format. I believe you guys know your exam format, right? Anyone here don't know, not sure your SPM Sejarah paper format? So if you're not sure, it's okay. I know some of you very shy to ask, just in case you know. So I will explain. So for those who know, you do reply me. Now for bargain A, guys, how many questions you have? Oh, sorry, I should say paper 1. Sorry, I confused already. I mixed up with your form 3. Paper 1, yes. Hello. Sejarah paper 1, how many questions? 40 objective questions. You know what's objective lah? Me circle 1. Paper 2, you got bargain A and bargain B. So bargain A, how many questions? Sorry, I got sinus. So I hope you guys don't mind. 5? Are you sure about that? Now it says 4. 4 structure question. How many marks? 1 question, 10 marks. 1 question, 10 marks over there. So here, I'm trying to explain to you, 1 question, 10 marks means what? Each question in bargain A, they have A, B, C. Normally, the marking is 2 marks, 4 marks, 4 marks. Total 10 marks. 10 marks per question. This why everybody clear with this one? All good? So I'm just trying to, explain it to you, the way, A, B, C, Okay, now, bargain B. Bargain B, total we have 5 questions. Okay, you need to answer at least 3. So this is the part that whereby we call it essay questions, because each question 20 marks. So their structure is almost the same. Essay question also got ABC. So the marking is like this 4, 8, 8, 6, 6, 8. Okay, you see the differences? 6, 6, 8, 4, 4, 8, 4, 8, 8. So why am I showing you guys this thing is because I want to explain the part C for you guys. Now, I would like to clarify here. Not every single time, your SPM. I'm talking about SPM, not the school exam. Now, kalau SPM kan, not every single time, part C is K-bar. Sometimes the part C question can be the question from the textbook. means that the information answer can get it from textbook. But sometimes it's like the question like this, K-but question. So here I'm going to introduce you guys a method how to answer the K-but questions, because I realize still have a lot of people out there they don't dare to answer K-but because they tell me, teacher, I don't know the answer. Teacher, I don't know what's the answer. I don't know how to write. I don't have the idea. I don't have points. It's okay. If you're really struggling with K-but answer, then you just treat it like a karangan essay questions. Karangan essay question means what? Elaborate, and elaborate. I believe your school teacher also got teach a method. I don't know what's the method lah. Fakta, huraian, contoh, something like that, right? Some of the school teacher, they do mention that. But as I told you, SPM, both also got marks. If you just give me the main points, 4 points, 4 marks. Okay? Sama. Kalau dekat sini, you explain. Like you elaborate on how, why, the effect, you will still get marks. 4 marks too. That's what I'm trying to tell you, the update information. Okay? And also, one more thing. Right now, because this seminar is for first term exam, right? So normally first term exam, right? They don't come out full format. Of course, some of the school, they full format, but not all. Not all. Bukan semua, ya. Some of the school is not full format law. Maybe two structure, one essay, never different school, different style lah. So this one you need to check with your teacher. This one you need to check with your teacher. Okay. So far, everybody clear with the format and the K-but question? You know how to elaborate. I'm not doing the example here. You can read through on your own. So right now you quickly read through all like what's the answer, elaboration, because I feel like it's very clear already. So you guys can read through on your own lah. Okay. So far so good, everyone. If you guys are all good, shall we start our notes here? Everybody, are you guys ready? Yeah. Okay, let's go. So guys, let's go to our nota here. As I say, today this seminar we focus on chapter 1, chapter 2. Chapter 1, chapter 2. So everybody, look at the notes here. I have 2 types of notes for our revision. Okay, for our revision. So let me introduce the notes number 1. Notes number 1 is this, the kambing meme notes. I call them meme notes. Meme notes means that like after you finish these notes, chapter 1 for you is like sui, is like meh, easy. Easy paper, easy marks. Okay? So, now, first of all, remember just now I say, when you do revision, you make sure you're able to determine and identify the keywords and the key points. So I'll be showing you what's the keywords and the key points later. But now, I would like to introduce you, Form 5 Chapter 1 is the topic related to what happened to my Apple Pencil? Kedaulatan. Form 5, Chapter 1. So everyone here, what do you understand what is kedaulatan? Kedaulatan is what? Now, kedaulatan means supreme power, absolute power. Supreme power, absolute power. 主权, kuasa tertinggi. Okay, I hope you guys remember this. Kedaulatan means supreme level power, absolute power lah. Okay, so I write down here, absolute power. Remember just how I said, the second step. First step is determine and identify, right? Now the second step is understand the full picture. So let me introduce you the concept first before we identify. Okay, absolute power. I write Mandarin here. 做主的权利 Okay, so satu Malaysia kan? Okay, so now let me explain the concepts to you. Do you still remember your Form 4 syllabus? Form 4 Chapter 10. Anyone here can tell me, what did you remember from Form 4 Chapter 10? I give you guys a clue. We celebrate something from your Form 4 syllabus. Form 4, we got 10 chapters, the last chapter here. Form 4 Chapter 10. Thank you so much. We celebrating Merdeka, right? We celebrating Merdeka. But remember, celebrating Merdeka means only the celebration. We only discuss about the celebration, the whole process, the jawatan kuasa sambutan, jawatan kuasa persediaan. Okay, we talk about the celebration sahaja. Did we mention that what happened to our government, to our country, to our economy, blah, 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 after we merdeka? No. That's the reason why from your Form 4 Sejarah, they proceed to Form 5. Your Form 5 Chapter 1, when they come into Form 5 Chapter 1, they talks about the absolute power. You need to know that we have the power finally. We independent, you know, like you big boy, big girl already in future. Wow, you grow up already, you have your own power to make decision. Example like me, last time when I'm young, I want to go party also, you know. Hey, what I mean party is not like the clubbing party. I don't think too much. What I mean party is like you know, my friend birthday party. My mom don't allow me to go there because my mom say dangerous. You know lah. Last time very dangerous one, kidnapping also, all those things. And right now I'm you know, merdeka sudah, grow up already, independent already, so I can make my own decision. So this is the concept. Okay, so under this case, guys, keyword number 1, get ready with your highlighter. I'll be using 2 highlighters just to let you know. Keyword number 1 is maksud kedaulatan. Maksud kedaulatan. Okay, maksud kedaulatan. The meaning of the word kedaulatan. So can you see here? So the meaning here. So guys, I want to introduce you. Now, right now, this is, I told you, keyword means the question. This is the keyword, which means this is the thing that you can see from your question. Dekat question. Boleh faham? So the moment you see the question asking you this keyword, maksud, then you need to explain to me all these things. You need to quickly explain in bahasa Yunani. Quickly copy down, copy down, copy down, copy down. Copy down, everything. Copy first. So today, your job is to copy, identify, copy, and then we explain. Understand? So bahasa English, bahasa Arab, and bahasa Melayu. Look, I'm teaching you how to use my nota. So you see, this is the keywords. These are the key points over here. And then you need to elaborate lah. The elaboration is the right hand side here. Okay. So let's look at the first session over here. So in Yunani, in Greek, kedaulatan means superanus, or you can say supernus. Supernus is S-U-P-E-R-N-U-S. There's another word is called supernus, but I choose superanus because supreme level, super superanus means super keng super means very good. Agong tertinggi, the greatest one, the supreme level. So when the moment you have the superanus, meaning the country is bebas dan merdeka. In English, so you see, the moment you see superanus, you know it's Greek. The moment you see English, sovereignty. Sovereignty means what? The country has the full power to lead the government. That's why you see it's called sovereignty. Reign. I reign the government. I reign the country. So it's a government power and it's full power. So greatest one. Kuasa tertinggi. Boleh faham? Arab. In Arab language, daulah. Daulah. Again, daulah means you have the power to rule the government, manage the government. Malay is called daulat lah. Kedaulatan, daulat, the original word lah. Okay, it's also the same thing. Kekuasaan tertinggi pemerintahan. I have the power to manage the kingdom, the government. So everybody, you see here, why I say this nota is called meme notes, you see. We prepare 3 questions for one particular question, for one particular keyword. So you see, every single time I introduce you guys a new keyword, means these are the questions they may ask you in exam. You repeat 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. So this is like to mengukuhkan your memory, you know, to remind you to so that you remember lah. I told you, I'm not a reading person. I mean, you can read, but I also strongly encourage you, don't be lazy, write together with me. Okay? So you see, this is the first question. basically is to make sure you understand. So I will make sure we settle question 1. In this seminar, I will make sure you guys settle question 1 for me. Means that you understand. I told you, identify the keywords, and these are the key points. Boleh faham? So you know the key points already. We need to understand. Then you understand already. It's all talking about kedaulatan, supreme level power. Remember, once you merdeka, once you grow up already, you have the power. Correct? So the meaning and the answers, which is the answers. Your teacher expecting all these answers. So you see, for me, I will rather memorize and do questions. Memorize the answer because when you do questions, you are basically memorizing the answer. And I know some of you will ask me, teacher, I don't even understand. I don't even remember the points. How to do question. I know some of you think like this. It's okay. You copy the answer. Copy. I told you, copy. While you are copying, you will read one. Takkan you copy everything blindly that one not good okay? When you copy, you read. Try your best to faham. So dekat sini, I will make sure you guys faham. So when you copy, you remember. Okay, shall we try again one more time? You see, the second type question is to make sure you're able to identify. Question 1 is to let you guys understand the meaning of kedaulatan. Okay, you understand already? Anyone here don't understand, please ask again. I explain. Everybody, you guys clear? Understand for this one. So because if you don't understand, you need to go back here again. This is your first level 1. Level 1 settled already. Then we only go to level 2. Level 2 is to double confirm that you understand. Okay. The moment you see sovereignty, you know that this is what language? What language, everybody? Common sense. You should know. What language? English. So you need to train yourself. Speed. So daulat, you see, daulat is Arab. Sorry, not Arab, it's Malay. I read wrongly. Melayu. See, sometimes mistake is also normal. Human one will make mistake one, normal one. Okay, guys, it's okay. Now, superanus is what? You, na, ni. Daulah is your Arab. Boleh faham? So quickly, right now, let's go to this one here. Right now, you remember, so you quickly write it down. Yunani talks about what? What did he mention about kedaulatan? So Yunani is called supreme, superanus, right? Then you need to tell me about the meaning. Maksud ialah apa? Agung dan tertinggi. See, you repeat over and over again. This is also like a kind of mechanical rehearsal. You repeat. So superanus, agung tertinggi. And also they are referring to those country yang apa? Bebas dan merdeka. Bebas dan merdeka. So this is Yunani. How about English, guys? English. Yunani is superanus, N-U-S. This is N-U-S. How about the English? English is sovereignty. See? Sovereignty means what? Kuasa penuh pemerintah. They have the power to rule the kingdom. Can follow? So continue. Arab is daulah. So daulah referring to the power to manage the kingdom. Daulat, I'm not writing a full sentence. I'm just writing the keywords. So, maksudnya ialah kuasa tertinggi to manage the government. Okay, so you see, this is the time for you to practice to write the key points. The key points. That's how you memorize. Boleh faham? So right now you try. Write it down. Okay, and then after you write down all the answers, of course, you can, because right now it's a bit rushing lah. So that's why I want to be fast. I only write the short form, you know. In exam, do not write like this. In exam, write in full sentence. Macam mana write in full sentence? Here, I give you the full answers dekat sini. Here, I give you the full answers dekat sini. Boleh faham ke? Clear with the notes, how to use it? You guys know how to use it already? Yeah? Everybody? If you're done, if you're all good, please press 1. If you need some time to copy down everything, you press 3, yeah? Sorry, I need to do something. Sorry, I'll be back. Hi, I'm back. Sorry, just now I got a little bit sinus. So everybody, you all good? Done? Anyone still copying? Finish up. Okay, so can I move on? So let's continue with the second keyword. The first keyword is maksud kedaulatan. The second keyword is jenis kedaulatan. The types of kedaulatan. So guys, again, so since you understand the kedaulatan is referring to the power to control, the power to make decision, the supreme power, absolute power. Can I ask you guys something? To be really honest, in this country, who has the supreme power? Or based on your sejarah factors, when we talk about the power, who is the greatest leader every single time? How about a long time ago? I don't know you guys are when I'm studying the nota, you know, when I read your textbook, okay, whenever I ask myself, hey, kedaulatan, yeah, kedaulatan, power to control. It's not the citizen. The first thing I remember is the sultan, the king. Correct? And that's the reason why today we still have the king, meaning he still got power. It's just that not full power lah, definitely lah. Today, what era already? So that's why, guys, you see, right now, speaking of our kedaulatan journeys, we have the traditional power. You must remember what traditional. Traditionally means last time. In the past is the king. So the king plays an important role. So you see, pemerintahan kuasa mutlak pada kedaulatan raja. Long time ago, sejak Tamadu awal. So long time ago, our king has the power. Our king has the power. So kuasa tertinggi diperkukuhkan oleh taat setia rakyat. So citizen loyal to the king. Citizen loyal to the king. Taat setia. So without our loyalty, there's no kingdom. The kingdom will be shaken because no one supports him. No one's listen to him. So ini ialah jenis kedaulatan raja. Jenis kedaulatan traditional. So second one, yes, some of you say Perdana Menteri, the Prime Minister. Good. This is also part of the answer. Yes, if you look at Malaysia hari ini, other than the king, the Prime Minister is also having the power. But who gave the Prime Minister power? Meaning, how the person become Prime Minister? YDPA. So you mean Agong choose him to become the Prime Minister? Yes, pilihan raya. So meaning what? Meaning citizen, we also have rights. So this is referring to modern kedaulatan. So modern kedaulatan, this one is starting from your nasionalisme negara bangsa. Can you see kemunculan negara bangsa selepas revolusi England dan revolusi Perancis? This is your Form 4 Chapter 2, nationalism. So right after your nationalism started, you know, the negara bangsa concept, one country, one people, citizens have the rights. And that's the moment you see our Raja starts to what? Starts to follow the rules, and we have democratic government. Democratic government. Boleh faham? citizens have the rights anymore, so we choose our leader to participate in the government. So this is hak rakyat. And then the king has what we call the constitutional government. The king berperlembagaan means that the king needs to follow the rules also. Okay, so you can see right now the rule says that we are all satu rumpun, bangsa dan bahasa. Satu rumpun means that everybody same. Malaysian. We are all speaking the same language. So when the moment we have our kedaulatan for our country is like in 1957, the moment we celebrating Merdeka means we have our kedaulatan. And then in 1963, Malaysia, yes, it's also our kedaulatan. The moment we have our kedaulatan back. Everybody clear with this one? So traditional and modern. Just think like this. When we talk about the power, we think about the king, we think about the prime minister, the citizen. So traditional, modern. And since we got the modern government mix already, means the prime minister is there. So therefore the king position is changing. No longer 100% power. So therefore the king needs to follow the rules. So in this case, kedaulatan yang ketiga ialah undang-undang. Do you know your prinsip rukun negara, guys? You know your rukun negara kan? Point number 4, kedaulatan undang-undang. What does it mean? Meaning the government and the citizen, everybody needs to follow the rules, terikat dengan undang-undang yang perlu dipatuhi. Everyone needs to follow the rules, including the king, the agong. Okay, so this is to make sure keadilan, keamanan, kestabilan, kemakmuran to everybody who live in this country. So kedaulatan, traditional and modern. Undang-undang. I'm teaching you the concept how to memorize. So every single time, think about this. Modern, citizen. And then the law. And the last one is, when the moment you have the power, remember, you see, just now we mentioned, right now we already Merdeka. I told you, when you have the power means that you can make decision on your own and you are independent. So guys, this will also causes we have the kedaulatan antarabangsa. So internationally, we also have the power. Of course, this power is not like we shock and claim one. You cannot go and claim yourself that, oh, I'm an independent country, you know, this kind of thing. So we need to have the recognition. Just like in future, after you got your SPM result in future, then you will get a certificate, from your school, proving that you complete your studies, complete your Form 1 to Form 5 syllabus, you know, that like that's the end, like, you know, you complete a recognition. You completed your studies at the secondary school. So like to prove that you are kedaulatan, you're free already. So kedaulatan antarabangsa is recognition from United Nations, PBB. Can just write short form, PBB. So in this case, the other country will not bully us. Tidak boleh dicabuli oleh negara lain. And the reason why like we get the recognition from PBB because we join their groups. And also we practice the same concepts. So you see, the world recognized our country as a free, independent, and berdaulat country. So this is the types of the journeys kedaulatan. Everybody, you clear? Is there any words you don't understand? Now, as I say, use this opportunity to identify the key word and the key points. So if you guys are good with the identification one, identify already, then you need to understand. Means you need to understand why they have the traditional, modern, undang, antarabangsa. Why they talk about recognition. Yes, recognition. Is there anything you want to ask? So, no questions, finish highlighting, Okay, now, I want you guys to do something for me. Now, let me teach you how to use this nota to do revision dekat rumah. Okay, let's say some of you are, you very pro. I know some students here very smart, man. Okay, I know some students here very smart. So let's say you're very confident with this chapter. let's say you're very confident with this chapter. So what you need to do is you skip question 2. Like for me example, I'm very confident with this chapter. I don't do question 2. I straight away go and challenge myself in the question 3. The question 3 sana. How I challenge myself is right now. What you need to do is I will time you guys. I time myself not half an hour, not so long. Hello, a few points only. Time yourself 5 minutes. That's how I do it. I always time myself. So yeah, later I'll also time you guys. I will also time you guys 5 minutes. Let's see within 5 minutes, what did you remember? What did you remember about tradition? I'm not asking you guys to write full sentence. Just try your best to squeeze everything out from your brain. Like whatever you remember, just write. And then you compare, and then you can see the differences. Of course, if you really don't remember, just like I told you, just now some student, they ask me, teacher, I don't even remember, I don't even understand. Macam mana I can tulis? Okay, tak apa. Then you copy. Copy from here. But make sure you copy, you read, and you understand. Okay? So shall we try? 5 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, sorry. Haha. Start everybody. Go Start doing it. Try your best. Try not to refer the notes. I trust you guys. I mean, memang I cannot spot check you guys. So you guys from Friday, that's why I let you guys try. Chinese traditional, modern. What do you remember? Just I mentioned. Undang, antarabangsa. Write anything you remember. Just how we mentioned the Malay word or whatsoever. Write. So every time you time yourself like this, you can see progression. Okay? So guys, you guys try. I go get some water because right now my sinus is getting more, getting worse. I need some help. I go get some water first. Okay, I'll be back. 5 minutes. Very fast one. Now I still have 4 more minutes. Hi guys, I'm back. How is it? Still okay? Anyone here finish writing? I mean, you give up already or you done already? Because you still have 2 more minutes left. Okay, no one answering me. So I assume that you guys are still trying. See guys, only now I'm teaching you how to use the nota because you are still new to this nota so I'm trying to share with you how to use this nota, like utilize it fully. So because we still have a lot more questions we need to go through. So I cannot finish everything in the seminar. So yeah, I share with you how to practice at home. 1 more minute. Of course, if you got any question, you can ask now. Just remember traditional, something that happened in the past. So Kedaulatan tradition must be referring to something in the past. Who having the power? Remember, Kedaulatan is referring to the power. Kuasa tertinggi. So that's how you should practice. Most importantly is you're able to write it out. Last 25 seconds. For those who already done, you can move on to the next page. Because I'm not planning to show you the answer. Last 10 more seconds. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Everybody, stop. And you can see, guys. So, everybody finish already? Okay, so you see, now, I believe some of you, you're able to write a lot. Some of you, maybe you cannot, or whatsoever. So, yeah, you see how to answer. You can try this at home. Time yourself. Remember just now the multiple short session? You can do this, after reading for a long time already, then you time yourself like after a small break, then you time yourself within 10 minutes. Okay, I do this. If you seriously cannot write any single word, means that reading cannot, you don't remember, then you need to do something different. Boleh faham? So dekat sini, I give you the full answer. Now, I want to clarify one thing. Here, I give you full answer. Full answer is like, maybe I give you additional points, which I did not mention just now earlier. So it's normal, it's normal, So don't be panic like, why this thing is not, it's normal. Because this is a full answer, I give you all the possible answers, Boleh faham? Now, let's look at the third type of question. Third question they may test you in chapter 1 is Ciri Negara Berdaulat. Ciri Negara Berdaulat. Now, I will say this is quite special. Very, very special. Why I say very, very special, meaning sometimes they may not directly asking you, apakah ciri-ciri bagi negara yang berdaulat? They are not asking question like that. They may ask you, the Malaysia yang merdeka, they give you the information about Malaysia country, and then they will ask you, do you think Malaysia is a negara yang berdaulat? Explain. Silakan. Like this. They will ask you to explain like Malaysia is a negara berdaulat. And then a lot of students tell me, teacher, this one very kebat but actually it's not. I help you guys check already. If they're asking you, Malaysia merupakan negara yang berdaulat, jelaskan this kind of question, you need to explain all these things to me. Throw all these points to, just mention all these points to the teachers. I saw this question before. So everybody, quickly write down the keywords and then I will explain to you. The thing here. Okay? Boleh faham? So, ciri negara berdaulat. Ciri negara berdaulat. Dekat sini. Okay, boleh faham? So, ciri means characteristics and features. So speaking of a country that is berdaulat, remember berdaulat, kedaulatan, semua sama saja, means they got the power. I told you, they got the power, they are fully independent already, So means what? They have the power to control the government. So remember, right down there, pemerintah means the government. We have a leader managing. We have our own leader managing the government, kingdoms. Boleh faham? So dekat sini you see my explanation. My explanation here cakap apa? Pemerintahan dijalankan secara teratur. Very systematic, teratur. Okay, causes our country become very stable. Keamanan, defenses are strong, and economy stable. And can you see the further elaboration here? I mentioned the Malaysia. We are a federal government. We are a federal government, persekutuan government here. Okay? So you see, I mentioned our government. I mentioned that we are a government. Okay? And then our government system is Raja berperlembagaan dan demokrasi berparlimen. So meaning we still have the king. At the same time, we democratic. At the same time, we democratic. Berparlimen. So you see, I am explaining our government. And right now, let me introduce you my leader. Now, for our country, we're referring to the country. So bagi country, we have Agong as our ketua utama negara. And then I explained that Malaysia, we have another leader, PM, Prime Minister. But to be honest, Prime Minister able to manage every single thing in the government, cannot ma. That's why dibantu oleh jemaah menteri, which is the cabinet members. Or the minister from different department here. Boleh faham dekat sini. So you see, just now remember I told you the question that he may ask you. Malaysia is a negara berdaulat, jelaskan. So you explain lah. Yes, you see, betul, yeah. Malaysia ialah merupakan negara berdaulat kerana mempunyai pemerintahan yang secara atur, dijalankan secara teratur untuk menjamin kestabilan negara. Macam ini. Boleh faham? Can be careful ya. This chapter question here, they can twist and turn. Banyak-banyak pattern one. Okay. So this one here. First, government. Second, the sembadan, the borderline. So this is the border. So the border line means you draw lines. You draw lines can be referred to the land, the air, the water, the sea, the ocean there. So darat, air, laut, or maybe in between the lands or the country. So you draw a separation line. Draw a separation line. So remember why you draw separation line, to be honest, is to so that it's easier to manage. Seriously, you draw lines between states, between country, is really because easier to manage. You just imagine anything happens, you blame who? What you think? What like a apa tu like a ball like this? You throw to the country, throw back here, throw back there. So you must remember, you must understand, it's easier to manage. And the economy development, yes. Which area? This is under me control, so I can collect the tax. So economy, defenses, management, it will be easier. Okay, so the first one, government. Second one, you draw line, separation the area. Number 3 is the law. The law dekat sini I want you guys to do some editing for me. I'm so sorry for the typo. Dekat sini kan, this is called memelihara, and this is kesejahteraan. Memelihara kesejahteraan. Sorry for the typo, And then when I explain perundangan here, I want you guys to look at the word here. I want to emphasize this because the first time I read, right, I also a bit confused. So like perundangan merupakan asas peraturan negara. Apa maksudnya? What does it mean? They telling you undang-undang is the foundation for us to create the rule. Okay? So you remember, peraturan is like a mini rule. Peraturan undang lebih higher sikit, atas sikit, more serious sikit. Okay? And how do we create our undang? Based on the perlembagaan. So you see, asas means the foundation. Berpandukan means based on. Boleh faham? Peraturan perlembagaan. Peraturan perlembagaan. Okay? Perundangan, peraturan, perlembagaan. So you see, if you base on the ranking perlembagaan is the greatest one. Perlembagaan is undang-undang tertinggi And then undang-undang is normal undang-undang Then peraturan is the third level. So that's the reason why they use all these words. Asas, berpandukan. And remember I said dekat Malaysia sini, Parliament is the one that creates the law. So see, yeah, I told you. The land. You just say that Malaysia also got draw the border between Thailand, between Singapore, Indonesia pun ada. So why? You just mention untuk memudahkan pentadbiran. And then we have the citizen. Penduduk sesebuah rakyat loh. Just remember, sesebuah negara bukan rakyat, sorry. Penduduk the citizen citizen. So terikat undang-undang lah. Every single one of us here, we need to follow the rules, and we bounded with law lah. It means that we need to follow the rules lah. And then Malaysia dekat sini kan, we have a lot of different backgrounds, agama, kaum, adat. So you can see we disatukan macam mana? Using satu language satu bahasa, kebudayaan, rukun negara, identity national yang sama. Identity means we share the same identity lah, means we are all Malaysian. Boleh faham? For this one here, you want to memorize all this ciri-ciri, very easy. Just remember your Form 4 Chapter 1, Negara Bangsa. How to build a country. So right now they're telling you when you are having the power. You see, Form 4 is telling you how do we membentuk, how do we create a Negara Bangsa. You must have the government, which is the leader. You must have the law. You must have the citizen and the area. So you see, right now it's like you're having the power. That's why you start to draw lines. You start to draw lines and say, this is my land. Separate. You draw border. Boleh faham? Ciri negara berdaulat. Ciri negara berdaulat. So be extremely careful. I saw this kind of question before, so you know how to explain lah. Jika they tanya you. Okay, So everybody, clear? Is there anything you want to ask before I move on to the next keyword? So this is the third keyword, guys. We still have another 2 more, if I'm not mistaken. 2 more or another 1 more. 1 more, I think it's 1 more. Then I will do an essay question with you all. Only we move on to the chapter 2. Is it okay? Shall we move on? Yeah, now 3, 2, 1, let's go. I'm not doing the writing part with you guys again. Now, the last one here. What's the importance of having the power? What's the importance of having the power, everybody? Speaking of importance, just in case, some of you, if you cannot think about like importance, you don't know what's the importance, just think about the benefit. Or you can think terbalik, like you change your mindset, like maybe you're thinking that you can think like this, like ask yourself, kalau if let's say we don't have this kedaulatan, what will happen to our country? Imagine if we don't have kedaulatan, means we don't merdeka, we are still under British control, meaning can we make decision on our own? We don't have power ma. If you think that I don't know what's the importance, then you think about it. Kalau this is you don't have the power, what will happen to our country? So our country will be what? Everything we need to refer to British, just like your Form 4. You still remember what I mean? Refer to British as in like everything. You need to ask British. Oh, can I do this? Every time rundingan, negotiate with them, ask their permission, discuss with them. Ayo, banyak susah weh. And also very slow. So you see, number 1, the benefit is our government system. Keberkesanan pentadbiran. Our government system management is not effective enough. It's not effective enough. Okay? Berkesan means like not efficient. Everything we need to rely on the people. But right now, once we have kedaulatan, we are free. You understand? We bebas We make decision on our own. I told you Just like in future, after your SPM, when you go to university, you have slightly more freedom. You can decide already When you have driving license in future, you can decide where you want to go, you know, you have more freedom. Okay, so you can see tanpa campur tangan asing. Right now, we can make our own decision with our ministers. As long as we internally kerja sama together, we split the power. Pengagihan means we split between them. They arrange it nicely. It will be good. Everything will be good and smooth. You know, the government will be smooth. So number 2 is the kemakmuran economy. Remember, our government will be effective, good, berkesan, faster, making decision. So you can see our economy will be better eventually because we are not under British control anymore. We decide we manage it our own. We do our own policy. The development policy. This development policy we mentioned in chapter 4. We mentioned a little bit in chapter 6 too. We also mentioned a little bit in future chapter 8. For those who attended my class, we already at chapter 6, right? So in future, we talk about the details in the development policy. So you can see eventually our living standards will slowly rising up. So you see, when our economy is getting better, eventually our social will be peace. Kesejahteraan. Kesejahteraan social. Can you see that? Kesejahteraan social. So regarding our social here, we have our own policy again. Now you see, we can do our own policy definitely lah, okay? So our own policy for the social here is we emphasizing on education. We emphasizing on education because we want to melahirkan generasi berilmu dan berkemahiran. If you remember your Form 4 chapter 7 or 8, we talk about the education report. You still remember the education report? Standardizing the government, standardizing the education system, not the government, okay? You still remember we talk about the bahasa kebangsaan is bahasa Melayu. So you see, this is everything after we merdeka, where we have the power to make decision. Announce that our official language is PM, kebudayaan Malaysia ialah apa, sukan, rukun negara, all these things. Remember, all these things promotes unity and also good relationship. Muhibah means like good relationship. Good relationship. Good, I mean positive it means like hubungan yang baik, muhibah. Okay, the last one here is speaking of the diplomatic relationship. For information, before we merdeka, British is the one that handling our diplomat issues. Excuse me. So under this case, you can see hubungan luar. Sorry, So you can see here, right now we have our own rights to decide which country we should, have the diplomatic relationship with them. And we can plan our dasar luar own. You see, we create our own dasar luar, our policy. We sign agreement. We enjoy the benefit. Our image change because we participate in different groups. Bekerja sama dengan negara lain. Okay, this proved that the moment we have kedaulatan, this shows that Malaysia, we actually also able to enjoy the same status. Our status is the same. We also have the ability to do the thing like we also can be strong, be maju, be prosperous, Kebolehan Malaysia setara dengan negara lain. Okay, are you guys all good with this? Any questions here? So total here we got how many questions? We go through 1, 2, 3, 4 questions only. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 4 questions. 4 questions, but I believe there's another, is called peranan, the impact one. Okay, I think I remove a few parts over here. Yeah, langkah-langkah. One is the langkah-langkah mempertahankan kedaulatan. Like, what do we need to do to defend the kedaulatan? Which is the one last part, 1.41. What do we need to do to defend the kedaulatan, which is later, when I do the essay question, I will show you, the langkah-langkah. And another one part from the chapter 1, I remove it, is the tokoh-tokoh. You still remember when we talk about the mini explanation, the tokoh-tokoh, the leaders are explaining the kedaulatan one, remember? I removed that already. So that one you need to go through on your read through. I think maybe objective question they may test you. Okay? So far, everybody, are you guys clear? If you are clear, please press 1. So I will move on to the exercise there. Okay, so far so good, everybody. Okay, good. Now, guys, I understand you. Maybe some of you are tired. If you are really tired, you know what you should do? You should get a water. Get some water, some tidbits. Okay, I don't mind you guys eating actually. Okay, so let's try 2 questions. I would like to do 2 questions because I feel like we have time. So I would like to do 1 structure and 1 essay with you guys. Is it okay? So let's try it, shall we? 1 structure, 1 essay. So don't worry, if you guys are unable to finish copy the answers here, maybe I'm too fast, I mean, not too fast, like you cannot finish the whole answer, it's okay, no worries, because after this, you can rewatch the video again, or maybe you can refer to the PDF file to get the answer, the full answers. Now, everybody, let's look at this question here. I think it's at page 14, if I'm not mistaken, page 14. So I would like to try question 1 and question 3. Then we will go to chapter 2, okay? So you see, chapter 1, kedaulatan negara, our power, rights, 主权. So they're asking you to explain to me latar belakang kedaulatan negara. Okay, they try to give you something different, everybody. Please explain the latar belakang. Explain the latar belakang. Anyone here can tell me? Speaking of latar belakang means that background. See, I choose this question got meaning one. Because it's not the normal question. This is a bit random, okay? But you can write the answer one, guys. Tell me, what did you remember about the power? I told you, this government, this power is referring to what? Who? Last time, in the past. Yeah, I know the kuasa tertinggi, they are not asking for the meaning. They are asking for the past, the background, the past. Yes, my dear, you're saying the king. Can you be more specified because they ask you to jelaskan? So can you give me, try to relate back last time your sejarah dekat Malaysia sini before we merdeka. Which government kingdom is a very strong, has a lot of power? Which kingdom? I give you guys a clue already. It's a kingdom. It's a big empire. It's a big empire, I would say last time. Few hundred years ago. So the answer is Malacca. You see, when we talk about the past, the latar belakang, we will refer to who? Malacca lah, because they're asking you for the past record. So kedaulatan negara started from Malacca Kingdom. Kesultanan Melayu Malacca. Like this, you get 1 mark. Okay? Then, or let's see lah. Maybe some of you don't remember Malacca history. You can also tell me when we started to have full power. Full power. When we started to have full power. Other than the king era, the Malacca era. The moment we celebrating what, everybody? The moment is celebrating Merdeka. On which date? 31st August, which is the Tanah Melayu. Merdeka. So we start to celebrate it in 1957. You can also say that Malaysia. In the year of 1963. Also causes we have kedaulatan negara. So the keyword here is Melaka, Merdeka, Malaysia Day. Because you need to emphasize, yeah, this is not asking for meaning, but it's talking about the Merdeka. Dekat sini, boleh faham? So I'm showing you sometimes question will not bulat asking every single thing. Terangkan takrif kedaulatan berdasarkan bahasa Arab, bahasa Melayu. So you know lah, huh? Even though you're not sure, maybe you don't know what is takrif, but in this case, you remember just now we talk about Arab, we talk about Melayu. So you know what is the answer, right? Everybody, what's the answer? They're asking for what? The meaning. So can you please explain? Based on the Arab, what is the meaning? Daulah. Very good. So you need to mention there's a word called daulah. And what's the meaning? Like this, you get 1 mark. Like this, you get 1 mark. And then, yang bermaksud kuasa pemerintahan. What is pemerintahan? Means you manage the government. So like this, you get 1 mark. And then you get another 1 mark here. 2 marks. BM. BM come from the words called what? Own self, you write. The answer, and the meaning is called apa? Apa. Yeah. Fill in the blanks. Terhadap. Anyone here can give me the answer? Come on, guys, everybody. What's the 3 words here? This is a phrase. It's just a 2 wording. Anyone wants to try? Okay, thanks, Patrick. How about the rest? Hello, dekat Melayu. Bagi Melayu, perkataan ni ialah apa? Look at the word. This is kedaulatan. What's the original word? The original word is daulat. 1 mark. Daulat means kuasa tertinggi, kekuasaan tertinggi lah. The supreme power. Okay? So, yeah, that's the thing here. Now, next one here. Pada pendapat anda, in your opinion, what's the rumusan? What's the rumusan you can get? Okay, what's the rumusan you can make? Rumusan, you guys know lah, conclusion. So what can you make based on the concept kedaulatan? 4 marks here. So what can you say, guys? Like a rumusan. Ringkasan like this. So you can say what? So you just briefly explain what is the concept kedaulatan. You understand that it is a kuasa tertinggi, right? So the moment we have this kuasa tertinggi means that we are freedom. So this is my answer here, everybody. Number 1, I will say this. Number 1, I will say that I have the kuasa tertinggi. Okay, I have the kuasa tertinggi. So this, which means I am free from the control. Bebas daripada kongkongan. Kongkongan means control. So therefore, you can see our leaders, they have the rights to decide and manage the government. And then you can see bebas dan merdeka lah. They can do whatever they want right now, okay? They can decide lah on their own. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. Or you can say supaya tidak dicabuli oleh orang negara lain also can. You want to use back the previous term, also can. We can have our own rights to plan the policy. Can be anything, because as long as you write here is like a 4 marks question. So anyone here got any answers you want to share with me? Because this is K-Bat, yeah. Is there any questions? No? No, right? Okay. Kalau tak ada, is okay lah. If you are done, then let's continue, shall we? Finish copying. For those already done, you can move on. If you are done, you just press 1 and let me know. I can move on to the question number 3. You done? Okay. Very good. Some of you done already. So if you are done, let's move on to question 3. Question 3 is K-Bat. I purposely choose this is because just now, remember I said I remove certain parts from the notes. So one of it is the langkah-langkah mempertahankan kedaulatan. Yeah? Question number 3 here. So you have to put a star here. This is your 1.4. The langkah-langkah mempertahankan kedaulatan part. So this is not K-Bat. Because a lot of people, when they first time see this, they thought that it's K-Bat. But actually it's not. Okay, it's actually not. Okay, so now let's look at this 1.4 at here. Look at here. So let's look at the answer. Okay, so let's look at the question. Identify the keyword first. So this is the topic. I told you this is the topic. How to defend the power. So in this case, the question here, they're telling you, please explain the leaders and the rakyat, what is their role to create a kestabilan politik and kemakmuran economy. So you see, basically this is the langkah. I repeat, basically the one that I highlighted, the kestabilan politik and the kemakmuran. In your textbook, they mentioned this is one of the way to protect and defend the power. To protect and defend the kedaulatan is the stable politic and the prosperity, the prosper economy. Our economy prosper, politics stable. But now they're asking you, what do you need to do? As a leader, as a citizen, what do you need to do? So 8 marks here. So meaning, as a leader, you guys need to give me 4 answers. As a citizen, you guys need to give me another 4 answers here. Everybody? Anyone here wants to try? This is a not a K-Bat, something that from your textbook. So guys, as a leader, right? You want to make the government stable, you want to make the economy prosperous. What do you need to do? First of all, as a government leader, you need to make sure your government, what do you do? Your government stable. Your government stable and what? Cakap, berkesan. Make friends. Make friends is another point. Make friends is another point. Okay? So in this case, you should say he needs to make sure the government system effective, efficient, berkesan, you know? Cakap. I use the word cakap. All this is in your notes. In your notes one. In the textbook, in the nota. Okay? Make friends is another point. That one is different perspective. Now, other than that, what do he need to do? He needs to create the law, right? He needs to execute the law. Melaksanakan undang undang. Tentera yang modern, are you serious? Is it related to economy? I don't think so. You are spending more money on it. So mesti both also must related one. So you see, when I execute the law, it's also part of the thing. Yes, you must. That's why I say, I keep on telling you, this is the keyword. This is the keyword. Politics, economy stable. Guys, okay, see, did you realize most of my answer here right now, I mentioned pentadbiran and the law is mostly related to politics. Can any one of you tell me, as a government leader, what do you need to do to make sure our economy very, prosperous, good, maju, advance? Pembangunan infrastructure, that one can lah, but as I said, I want can pembangunan infrastructure can lah. But then again as I said that this answer, this is not a K, but this is your syllabus base. So actually your syllabus, they mentioned that they will start to do this is called, because our country is a berbilang kaum country ma, so we will do the separation, mengagehan, the split, mengagehan sumber kekayaan yang adil. So don't give me K-bar answers. And then you can say rasuah. I only accept all this answer. The rest yang lain, I know some of you tell me mengeratkan hubungan diplomatik, pembangunan infrastructure. That one will be another perspective. It's different. Boleh faham? This one you can refer to your chapter 1.4 after my seminar end. You can refer to your nota and check. Boleh faham? Your textbook. And then you can see all these words one. I'm not simply elaborate one, okay? Now guys, as a citizen, you see the leader, he needs to do the part manage the government he creates the law execute the law, melaksanakan undang-undang. Then while the citizen, what do he needs to do? As a citizen, we need to what? Support the government Support the government And then this one, execute the law. What do we need to do? As a citizen, we follow the law And then this one, make sure that we split everything fairly. See? We mengagihkan sumber kekayaan yang adil. Mengagihkan means that like the wealth of the country distribution, the wealth distribution must be done fairly. So therefore, as a citizen, we need to memupuk kerjasama lah. And the last one here, setia kepada raja dan negara. So everyone here, listen carefully. Again, this is not K-bar questions. This is a syllabus-based questions. It's based on your 1.4. Your teacher are expecting all these answers from you. So I know you guys have a lot of points of view, different pendapat. Tapi ini bukan pada pendapat anda. Ini ialah syllabus-based questions. So they have a few standard answers for you. So you must memorize this. Okay, that's the reason why I choose this question to do, because something different from what I teach just now. The rest of it, you just use back the same method I teach you. That's all. This one, you need my guidance. That's why I'm here to guide you. This is 1.4, langkah mempertahankan kedaulatan. Boleh faham? So if you are done, everyone, finish copying the answer. Shall we move on to the second part there? Part B. Wow, part B is so beautiful. So pretty. They're telling you this is Rakyat Malaysia. So how do you describe Rakyat Malaysia? Based on the picture, what kind of word you can describe? Guys, part B, I move on. So guys, part B over here, you can see, wow, so many different students here, blah. So many different kids, different race. So berbilang kaum. Sorry. What happened to my Apple Pencil? So, they're telling you this is a berbilang kaum, citizen, country. Sebagai rakyat yang patriotic listener, right now you are just a citizen and you love the country. What is your responsibility to make sure unity, to enhance unity? Sebagai rakyat yang patriotic, apakah tanggung jawab Anda? So don't tell me, this morning lah, just now lah, I got student tell me that, teacher, create policy. Hello, you are citizen, how to create policy? You are not even the government leader. You are not involved. Right now, they're asking you, you are just a normal citizen, biasa punya, and you are berbilang kaum, how to make sure it's perpaduan. This one is kebat. This one is kebat. So you can give me your opinion as long as it makes sense. But the one that says create the policy to strengthen the country, that one cannot lah. Memang cannot. Anyone here wants to try before I show you my answer? How to make everyone together unity. Very good answer from our student here, Jasun. He said that try to avoid issue sensitive. Good answer. Memang it's true. You want to promote unity with a different race mah. Muafakat means kerjasama lah. Muafakat lah, kan? Semangat, memupuk semangat muafakat lah. Menghormati agama dan kaum lain. Very good. You emphasizing a very good point. Menyambutkan hari kebangsaan yang bersama-sama, tidak memupuk perkauman. And you can use another word mah. You can say you don't promote perkauman. You say we use another way. How to say when you write this kind of kebat answer, try not to use like a negative. The negative one as in you can use a positive way to describe, like we can encourage memupuk instead of saying tidak memupuk. I saw some school teacher comment on students' paper like saying, try not to use this kind of negative terms. You can say, jangan mempersoalkan isu-isu sensitif. This kind okay. Tapi tidak memupuk, tidak. I don't know. The teacher say, try not to. So I just give you advice, okay. So very good, really good. Can. Other than that, any other answers? Anyone here? Before I show you my answer. Okay, it's okay. You cannot finish copy. It's okay. Because later you can get this answer from the marking from the answer sheet there. So let me show you the answers here. By the way, I don't recommend you guys to write this dengan betul. You can just mention bahasa kebangsaan. Understood already. So you can say how to promote unity. Speak the same language. Bahasa kebangsaan. So that we can communicate. Okay. So respect each other's budaya and religion. Someone just mentioned. Speak the same language. Prinsip rukun negara. Semangat perkongsian and toleransi. You see? You can use another way around. Another way. Don't say tidak. I don't know lah. Some teacher, they don't encourage that. I don't know why. Although the teacher still give marks, but the teacher just comment that. So I think it's because maybe like, what if later you tulis salah jawapan, then maybe will lead to negative result. I don't know lah. SPM don't play okay. Melibatkan diri dalam program kemasyarakatan. Program kemasyarakatan means the social activity. So avoid touching those sensitivity kaum. Issue sensitive lah, basically. Very good. You guys know the answer. So guys, whenever you answer this, form short, simple sentences enough already. And please, whenever the question asking for, you see, whenever the question mentions sebagai apa, read carefully. Don't straight away like write the answer. Read carefully. You must know what's your position as a government leader, as a citizen, as a student, or whatsoever. Okay, be careful. Now, if you cannot finish, it's okay. You can screenshot first, or maybe after that you can rewatch it at the YouTube, or maybe you can refer to the answer sheet there. Okay. Now, I would like to look at the question C. They're telling you Perdana Menteri on the day of the celebration, Merdeka Day. So that he give this speech. Is it important? I would say not important because the questions are more important. Berikan penjelasan Anda. Explain. Please give me your explain. As a citizen, what should we need to do to enhance our semangat patriotisme? What do we need to do? Explain. What's your role? Anyone here have the idea? What do you need to do as a citizen to mengukur patriotisme? Easy. Rela berkorban demi negara. Sure or not? Okay, can you give me an example like rela berkorban? How do you sacrifice yourself? Sacrifice for the country. Memasuki tentera. Okay, means that you go and join the national service. Maybe national service? See. I'm telling you this is because I think there's a lot more different way to answer this. Example, we should respect what? Rukun negara, yeah. Other than that, means we menghayati, we menghormati rukun negara. Other than that, hello, respect rukun negara saja meh. We also need to what? Respect the lambang negara. Do you guys know what is lambang negara? It's okay if you don't know, it's okay. Okay, this one macam a bit susah sikit kan. Like macam lag already, your brain cannot think about it. Okay, so let me show you. Now you can say we respect lambang negara. Example, when we sing negaraku, bendera, all those, that one is like respect you sing lah. Then you can give contoh lah semasa menyanyikan lagu kebangsaan dengan penuh semangat dan berdiri tegak. Like this contohnya. If your teacher wants those like fakta huraian, menyambut, yes. So you see, I would say we should protect our warisan culture, our customs, our traditions. Okay, meningkatkan image negara. You can say, participate in those international activity, then we can, make our country famous, not to shame our country. Okay. You can say study sejarah. I have student this afternoon say study sejarah, mempelajari mata pelajaran sejarah supaya menghargai jasa tokoh dan pemimpin. You can say that too. Celebrating the Hari Merdeka, Hari Malaysia, supporting Malaysia team. You can also say that we should support barangan buatan Malaysia, local products. So you can also say that. Is it okay? I mean, because you know why I don't encourage you guys to write rela berkorban. Because I feel like rela berkorban is like, first of all, I'm not sacrificing for the country, because today no national service anymore or whatsoever. I mean, not like a compulsory thing lah. So if you say this kind of thing is like not practical, so I will write other than all this. Because I scared later your teacher wants you to give huraian and contoh you cannot give, then gg.com not good law. Okay, so I give you all this answer. At least when they asking you for huraian and contoh, you able to answer. Clear? Everybody, now you see how the essay questions ask and the structure question asks you. So right now, let's go back to our notes in front there. I would like to explain chapter 2 for you. Chapter 2, again, I'll only go through a few important questions that I personally think that is important. Yep. So I think by the time we finish, we're able to end class already. Okay. Is there anything you want to ask for chapter 1? You can see I emphasize a lot in chapter 1 because I want you guys to master it. Because this chapter memang in SPM is important also. At the same time, first term exam Chapter 1 confirm important one, okay? So if you have no question, let's go to the second chapter. Chapter 2. Remember just now I told you guys about the concepts? Form 4, chapter 10, the celebration of Merdeka. Form 5, chapter 1, you see, continue in Form 5, chapter 1, we talk about the power. After we Merdeka, we discuss about the power we have, the supreme power to rule the country, to manage the government, correct or not? So we have the power lah. So dekat sini sekarang, we will talk about the perlembagaan. So you see, after we finish discuss the power, you know that, oh, independence. Yes, we have the power to control, to rule, and blah, blah, blah. Now, it's talking about the constitutional law. Constitution, perlembagaan persekutuan. So what is perlembagaan? Maksud perlembagaan. Maksud perlembagaan meaning is a document, undang-undang bertulis, undang-undang tertinggi. I always mention this in class. See, the one is kuasa tertinggi. Just now we mentioned the power, power is kuasa. Dekat sini is undang-undang lah. So you see, we have the power to create the law. And then, this is a core thing. It's an important foundation for the government. Boleh faham? Important foundation for the government. Maksud perlembagaan. Boleh faham? And then the second one here, you need to know about the latar belakang. You need to know about the latar belakang, like when we started to have the perlembagaan, how we started. So the latar belakang is sebelum British. So how the law is actually based on the king. So the Sultan created the law, everything last time before British. During British, you can see the law mentioned that the king has the power and blah, blah, blah. Okay, after Merdeka, we have the law, the greatest law, right? So we have different pattern. So in this case, I'm not going into the details because I don't feel like it's important. I feel like this part is more important here. So what I'm telling you, the latar belakang, the sejarah history, is because I want you guys to remember, hari ini Malaysia punya law kan, ada mix and match. Mix and match means we remain the traditional law, Melayu law. At the same time, we have the English law too. You will see there's a mix. Okay, and the reason why is because British, when British came in, British rule, so they were involved British English law. But of course, let me explain to you. Kalau those Malay states that ada sultan, ada raja punya, confirm they emphasize more on the Malay law. Boleh faham? Undang-undang negeri Melayu. Kalau ada raja punya, sultan punya, how many rajas we have? Everybody answer me. Oh no, my laptop no battery. They come. You guys tell me, how many raja we have dekat Malaysia? Nine? Good. Which 9? Or I should ask which states that don't have the king? Which states are? Malaysia. Okay, good. Some of you will answer me very fast. Wait lah, Hi, I'm back. Sorry, I don't know why to this session a bit banyak masalah sikit. My laptop suddenly no battery. I didn't realize. Okay. Yes, NNS, Sabah Sarawak, Melaka Penang, Sabah Sarawak, Sabah Sarawak, Melaka Penang. Okay. So almost there lah, almost the same one. You guys are mentioning the same thing. Good. Okay. Very good. I'm very happy. So now let's explain. So speaking of Undang-Undang Negeri Melayu, I told you the one that have the king, of course, the king is the most important lah. The law mentioned that the king is important. As a citizen, we must loyal to the king. As a citizen, we must loyal to the king. So you can see the law and the government decision, everything decided by the king. Ditentukan means decided. So speaking of the example of the undang-undang negeri Melayu, I told you ada sultan punya mah. So Melaka loh. Melaka law, hukum kanun Melaka, undang lawu Melaka. For the other states, I will strongly suggest all of you memorize hukum Pahang and undang-undang 99 Perak. The reason being is because similar as your Melaka, the pattern, did you realize? Undang-undang, you see, hukum kanun Melaka, hukum kanun Pahang. Undang laut Melaka, undang-undang 99 Perak. Okay, so the one Malay one, easy peasy. Now for the English, okay. So guys, for the English law, only applicable for those that do not have the king. Now, what does it mean only applicable? Okay, doesn't mean that here don't have the English law. Ada. Tapi I told you because they got the king that's the reason why they more emphasize on the Malay law lah. Boleh faham? Those Malay states, they still emphasizing their law. That's why you can see zaman British diterima sebagai pemerintah berdalat. The king is still very powerful. We still remain the Malay law. Tapi for those who tak ada king example, your Penang, Melaka, Singapore, the NNS, then GG already lor. They need to follow the English law lor. Boleh faham? They need to follow the English law lor. So the Charter of Justice, so they use the English law is because they want to protect their people, so not being tortured. They want to protect them from unfairly treatment. And then remember, all this law is directly from England, means British law, English law it's directly from England, So just to let you guys know, not every single law they directly copy paste. Bukan semua they directly copy paste dekat sini. They still got do some adjustment according to NNS. They will do some adjustment according to NNS. So this is undang-undang Melayu and undang-undang English over here. Everybody, are you guys clear with this? Are you guys clear with this? Question number 4. So I personally think that this part here very important. Now for Sabah Sarawak, ask yourself again, do they have Malay king? Sabah Sarawak here, just I mentioned tak ada mah. So therefore, look at the elaboration. So you see, because there's no king mah, so therefore, English law. But I think that Sabah Sarawak still okay lah. Still okay saja lah. So you can read through on your own lah. So guys, let's move on to 2.2 over here. Still okay, boleh faham? Okay So the second chapter here, again, is still continue talk about perlembagaan, tapi sekarang we talk about how do we create the law. Pengumbalan means create the law. So how do we create the law? The sejarah means that you need to tell me the whole process So dekat sini, you can read through question number 7 enough already lor. So question number 7 here is based on the sejarah So you can see in 1887, based on the timing, the first time we started to create our law, our Malay local people starts to create the law is 1877. 1877, Perak history. Perak dekat sini. Boleh faham? So you can see, Majlis Negeri Perak. Always remember, how do we create a law? Think about today. Every single time, if you forgot like how, teacher, how we create the law and the whole thing, the process, right? Or you don't understand why suddenly we got a Majlis here. Just think about today, Malaysia. Do you guys know Parliament? Parliament meeting? You guys know, right? So you just remember Parliament meeting is to create the law, menggubah undang-undang for the country because that's Parliament for the whole Malaysia country. So dekat sini Majlis Negeri Perak, this meeting group is only for Negeri Perak saja. Only for Negeri Perak saja. See, mengubah undang-undang bagi Negeri Perak. This is the first time we start to create the law. Although it's not for the whole country, but at least better than nothing right? Negeri Perak. So guys, continue with the Next one here. In 1946, can any one of you 1946? What's so special about this year? Anyone here remember something related to your Form 4? Let's do some quick recap. Malayan Union, good. You guys remember Malayan Union? I'm happy. I thought you guys would say after World War II. I'm expecting that actually. Okay, but you guys make me feel happy lah. Okay, at least you remember. Very good. Yes, this is basically talking about after your World War II, Malayan Union. So you can see Malayan Union. Yes, I want to combine them together. So your British starts to create some meeting groups to discuss about the law, because you must understand before Malayan Union. Now, you see, before Malayan Union, and then as they all are using different law. So that's why they create a meeting group to discuss about it. You see, NNS, NNB, Majelis Persekutuan, Majelis Negeri. Malay Union, where all the Sultan groups together to fight for their rights. Yes. Okay. How about 1948? 1948 is after all the kings. You still remember the king go against menentang Malayan Union? And then we created a new government. We form a new government. The new government is called Persekutuan Tanah Melayu in 1948. So dekat sini, perjanjian. They sign a perjanjian. Talking about the terms and conditions. In the perjanjian there, they do mention about the government, the power of the king, the law. You see, they mention about the law. That's why it's important. That's why it's part of the lease and the citizenships. Basically, they're showing you the sejarah saja lah. Now, in 1957 is the year that we're celebrating Merdeka. I told you, Merdeka, very important. Before we celebrating Merdeka, we must have law, yeah. So therefore, you can see Suruhanjaya was being created. Suruhanjaya. So the proper name for the group, the commission group is called Suruhanjaya Perlembagaan Persekutuan Tanah Melayu in 1957. Tapi sometimes we also mention it as Suruhanjaya Read. Suruhanjaya Read, okay? So you can see disesuaikan dengan Model Westminster. So they will discuss about the Model West. It means that they will mix and match with some British Western style democracy. And then 31st August, they will start using this law officially, and this is the main foundation law for our country. A main foundation law for our country. So guys, as I told you, this is the very first time we write the law for the whole country. Remember your Form 4 Chapter 9? Remember before we talk about the celebration, Form 4 Chapter 9, we talk about the Perlembagaan. You still remember that our bukan Malaysia, is Malaya in 1957. The Malaya law actually is not created by the local people, but the outsiders. Therefore, they need all these tema rujukan for references. Okay? Reason being is because number one, we are first time creating the law, so they scared miss out important parts. Number two, they are mostly outsiders. That's why they need tema. Means like references. So you see, we have the Kerajaan Persekutuan yang kukuh, kedudukan Raja-Raja Melayu. So they talk about that we need to have a federation law. Sorry, bukan federation law, federation government. The law must mention the federation government is very powerful. The law must mention the position of the king. The law must also mention that the kedudukan istimewa orang Melayu dan juga kepentingan kaum lain. The law also needs to mention that our parliament meeting must have two groups of members. Dewan Rakyat Citizen Representative and also the country representative over there. So must have two groups of members. They suggested lah, okay? So these are the thing here. And then they talk about the citizenship. Boleh faham dah? This is the sejarah on how they create the law. I feel like this one you can just read through lah. Tapi 2.3 dekat sini super duper important. I would strongly recommend you guys Seriously, if your teacher is telling you chapter 2 very important, I think it's this one. Nah, my opinion only, I think it's this one. You own self go and see the textbook. I think this one will be more important. Okay. Ciri-ciri pembentukan perlembagaan. Ciri utama. So what is ciri utama? Means the characteristics are the special part lah. So I told you already just now. I told you our country very special one because we have some states have the king, some states that don't have the king. So when we all combine together become a country, and then we merdeka, our law, the characteristics is we have the modern and the traditional characteristics. Ciri traditional, ciri modern. Let me teach you how I memorize. Now, ciri traditional, you just remember traditional. Traditional must be something that relates to the past one. Must be something related to long time ago. So long time ago, what did the law say? The law says that the king very the important law. That's the reason why after that we merdeka, we still continue maintain the royal kingdom. Pemerintahan raja diteruskan. Tapi, of course, we need to upgrade lah, okay? So, dengan konsep demokrasi berparlimen. So, the contoh-contoh that I give you guys is the Yang di-Pertuan Agong and also the Raja for the states. Sorry, guys. Yang di-Pertuan Agong, YDPA. Yang di-Pertuan Agong is the ketua at the negara. And then the Raja or what we call the Sultan for each state is the ketua negeri. Regarding the power, you can read through on your own. And yeah, because I don't want to highlight the whole thing. I want you guys to do your own revision. Okay, so I'm just teaching you the concepts. Just remember, think about the past. Okay, the king. Yes, a long time ago, we have the king. The king is very powerful one. Okay, number 2, what is the second thing? Guys, as I told you, the king is not just the king. It's not just the leader saja. He is also a leader of the Agama Islam. That's the reason why we call him Sultan. Correct? Some of the king, we call them Sultan. Why? Ketua Agama Islam. That's why the second ciri-ciri traditional, I will remember like this. Agama Islam, Ketua Agama Islam, Sultan. So you see, I remember got king, Sultan, Agama Islam. So Agama Islam, under this case, you can see, during British that time, when we are under British in charge, so you see, Raja tidak perlu menerima, how to add a word? They don't need to listen to the advisor, the British advisor, regarding about the rights, the power of the king, Malay people, customs law, and the Agama Islam. So they don't need to listen to British about regarding all these aspects. After Merdeka, Agama Islam is still under the king's in charge. Means he's still the leader lah. Boleh faham? You see how I remember? Just remember Sultan, the king, Sultan. And remember I said that when you have the Malay king, so meaning he is able to protect the Malay people's rights and benefits. Kedudukan orang Melayu dan Bumi Putra. That's how I remember. Just always remember, when we have the Raja, means the Raja defending the Malay people's rights, the local people's rights. Okay, and then of course, cakap bahasa Melayu lah. Cakap bahasa Melayu I mean, defend their rights means one of the rights is bahasa Melayu. That's how I remember. Now, speaking of the bahasa Melayu, just to let you know, starting from Malacca, that time, bahasa Melayu actually quite important. It's a trading language, lingua franca. Trading language, trading languages. And the bahasa, ilmu. Today, same thing. Bahasa kebangsaan, bahasa rasmi. Now, regarding the Malay people special rights, sebelum Merdeka, everything is under the Raja and the Ketua Peribumi, means your leader protect you at the Sabah Sarawak there. After Merdeka, YDPA, Agong will be the one that protect the rights for the Melayu and the Bumi Putra, and also kepentingan sah kaum Melayu. Mesti cakap inilah, or else will be what? No good lah. Ada sensitive issue dekat sana. Boleh faham? This one, I personally think that is very, very important. Oh wow. What happened, guys? I'm so sorry. Lol. Wait guys. Actually, I almost want to end already. Oh my god, suddenly just why they okay, let's continue. Everybody, I guess clear with the chiri traditional? Everybody all good? Good? Can If everybody good, then we look at modern. Okay, so guys, remember, modern, you think like this. Basically, is what happened after that. Like recently, because of British, after British, came in, modern British. That's why I told you we got mix and match. So number one here we is persekutuan the federal concepts. Federal concepts means that I combine everybody together as one. So these concepts actually like British introduced one. Okay, but that's not about the thing here. What they're telling you here is regarding the federal government here, you see, based on the report of the Suruhanjaya says that federation government and the state government both having their own specific rights. Diberi kuasa tertentu. Understand? So whether you are a federal government or you are a state government, you guys have your own rights. Same thing happens to Malaysia that time. You still remember your Form 5, Chapter 5? Sabah, Sarawak join us, right? They also having their own kuasa autonomy, They're able to in charge their own immigration, remember? So yeah, so it's the same thing. So this concept is a new concept to us. We combine everybody together, but at the same time, state governments still have their own rights. Now, the other one here is system democracy per parliament. Definitely, this is like a new thing lah. So you see, pilihan raya democracy. So meaning citizens have the freedom to memilih wakil sendiri. And then to start a government. And then we have a SPR. Suruhanjaya Pilihan Raya to in charge the whole process. This one you still remember in your Form 4 Chapter 8? Form 4 Chapter 8, we talk about the Pilihan Raya. You still remember we have different levels of Pilihan Raya. The most important one is the federation government, federal government law. This one is for the whole country. This one is Pilihan Raya Umum, PRU. Yeah, your Pilihan Raya Umum. This one is the state government one. Okay? So that's the important point. Now, the third one, ciri-ciri yang ketiga ialah kewarganegaraan, citizenship. So citizenship definitely is after British one, okay? So you see, at the very beginning, we don't have a specific, like a same citizenship. Sebelum merdeka. You see, we categorize the citizen as Rakyat Raja and Rakyat British. Rakyat Raja means those Malay people who born at the states which has the Raja. Rakyat Raja. Bagi Rakyat British is for those who born at Malacca and Penang. Then you categorize them as Rakyat British. This is before that. Citizenship. To be honest, there's no specific one, but if you want to categorize, you categorize like that, But after Merdeka, we all sharing the same citizens status. Everyone here, traditional and modern. Boleh faham? Dekat sini. Okay? Now, the last one here, I would like to let you guys to screenshot it. Is regarding the pindaan one. I know time's up already, but I just want you guys to screenshot the pindaan. And let me explain briefly. The last one here is talking about the changes. So pindaan means that you change. The reason why you change is not because you cannot simply change law unless there's a big thing happen, a major change. So you see, I changed every single time they change is because we want to adapt into the latest current situation. So example, like in 1963, Malaysia formed. That's the reason why we have new member like Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore. Tapi we don't mention Singapore lah. Like Singapore follow us Sabah, Sarawak, the East Malaysia there is a bit different. So dekat sini, you can see we change the structure. We talk about the Mahkamah Tinggi dekat Borneo. And what happened to these three states? Singapore, Sabah, Sarawak, tak ada raja. So how do we address the leaders? All these are the important key points. Okay? Speaking of 1963, perpindahan. On the other hand, for the 1965, is your Singapore left us, pindaan Singapore. So everything that, relates to the Singapore one, all the perkara-perkara undang-undang, so semua dimansuhkan, abolish it. So maybe something related to immigration, kewangan, hubungan luar, diplomatic relationship, and defenses. All these are the things they dimansuhkan. Okay? So be careful with 2.3 and 2.4 lah, I would say. 2.1, 2.2, 2.1, 2.2, okay saja lah, okay? So bagi chapter 3 is after we know that we have the power, we set the laws. Chapter 3 is talking about what happened to our government system. Since we chapter 2 keep on mentioning that our government system is Raja and democracy per parliament, right? We mentioned system Raja Berpalangan. We mentioned that we have the king follow the rules, we have the Ago, we have the Sultan, and then we talk about democracy per parliament. So, chapter 3 is go into the details of the government systems. I'm so sorry I'm unable to cover it, but I do provide you the nota. So you can use exactly the same way, identify the keyword, and then you give me the respective key points there. Is it okay? So basically, I give you the question answers. And what you need to do is, guys, let's say you feel like, teacher, I don't want to do the structured question. I don't want to do the essay question. You can also do it at here. Maybe you feel not enough or whatsoever, okay? You can take a piece of paper, cover this part, and then you start writing it down. Okay, I strongly recommend you guys don't just read. Make sure you're able to write the points. Is there anything you want to ask before you go? Or before I end? Everybody, yo. Okay, so everyone here, so the answers for the questions behind, I do provide you some objective questions. So the answers there are all at the seminar link. There is a link where, remember, where you join the seminar class. Remember the Zoom, the page, the seminar page. So anyway, there's a PDF file over there. Remember to download the answers. And I hope this material helps you guys to score well in your first term exam. That's all from me today. Thank you so much, guys. And sorry for the, disconnection and everything. Okay. And also because of my sinus. So yeah. So is there anything you want to ask before we go? If you have no question, that's all from me today. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. Bye.